Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. And welcome to this morning mindfulness practice. Welcome to this moment, right here, right now. And to the opportunity to meet your experience in this brand new moment. It's a new experience, not one that you've had before, not one that I've had before. And we can recognize that and just see how it is. As always, feeling free to choose whichever posture feels most supportive for you in this new moment. And whichever you choose, making yourself comfortable, rooted, balanced, wakeful. Perhaps allowing the eyes to close, perhaps leaving them open. And beginning just by taking in what's here. Meeting your experience with awareness. As far as possible with an intention of curiosity and kindness. To see how it really is. And to let that be, without trying to make it something else. So meeting your experience at the level of the body, the sensations of the body, in the points of contact, at the surface and beneath. And including the sensation of the breath in this bodily awareness. Surfing the wave of the breath with the attention. Watching it come in and go out at its own time. And also acknowledging this experience, this moment, at the level of thoughts and at the level of emotions. Just briefly noticing what's here, the thought stream passing through the mind, sometimes congested, sometimes free-flowing, sometimes relatively still, sometimes much faster. And also the emotional mood or weather. Just noticing what that's like, the texture it gives to the experience of this moment. Whatever that is, you don't need to make an effort to change it right now. That will happen anyway, in its own time. Our forcing it may only add to the tension. And just allowing the many dimensions of your experience to be here. Bodily sensations, breath, thoughts, emotions, and the space around you too, above and below, in front and behind, left and right. And within this vast and multi-dimensional awareness, choosing one sensation, something relatively neutral perhaps, maybe the breath, maybe the hands, maybe the feet, maybe the sounds around you. Choosing one sensation without spending too much time on the choice itself, and just allowing the attention in the foreground to rest with this sensation. And in the background, this broad awareness that we've been cultivating. Just giving the spotlight of attention somewhere to rest is supportive. So whichever sensation comes up for you, going with that for now. Whether it's something new or something familiar, just letting the choice be made. And that can be the foreground for a little while. Observing this precisely, attentively, with interest. What's happening here? In this new moment, how are the hands or the feet or the breath? Allowing your vision slowly to clarify and settle on this object. Perhaps to see more subtlety, perceive changes from one moment to the next. Not hoping to find anything in particular, but just resting with this object of awareness. Allowing everything else to be here, but in the background. The mind wanders off naturally, habitually. Noticing this as an opportunity to bring it back, and in so doing to water seed in mindfulness, to strengthen the muscle of awareness. It's a positive opportunity. Wherever the mind has wandered to and for however long, just noticing that, perhaps briefly acknowledging where the mind wandered, in fairly general terms, a thought, a feeling, a sensation, an impulse, and then coming back, knowing that after this practice you can attend to anything and everything that feels important. For now, resting the attention as best you can with the chosen focus sensation in the foreground. knowing that you always have choices to choose what is wisest as a response to any situation. So if something which feels urgent arises, you can make a wise choice. Does that need attending to immediately? And if so, making that choice. Or does it need attending to soon, but perhaps after this practice, after the steadying and clarifying effects of taking some time in this way? Sometimes it may be one, sometimes the other. Always your choice. Wherever the mind wanders to and for however long, we have the opportunity to return it gently and firmly, and to cultivate our awareness in the process. A slow and gradual, but also inexorable cultivation. Moment by moment, breath by breath. And knowing that you can also make choices about how to focus your awareness. Sometimes choosing to rest it in one place, as my invitation has been. Sometimes choosing to open out the spotlight of attention, to expand the foreground of awareness and allow it to take in the whole body, or perhaps even the space beyond the body too. The broadening effect of opening out in this way. Or the steadying effect of resting the mind with a smaller area of focus. Where is the mind in this moment? Is it possible to turn towards your experience? To choose to meet it with awareness and with just being, without needing to turn it into something that we can understand or communicate or hold on to. Just letting it be whatever it is, perhaps without having to say what that is. Just being it. This poem by Galway Kinnell is called St. Francis and the Sow. The bud stands for all things, even for the things that don't flower. For everything flowers from within, of self-blessing. Though sometimes it is necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness, to put a hand on the brow of the flower and retell it in words and in touch. It is lovely, until it flowers from within, of self-blessing. As St. Francis put his hand on the creased forehead of the sow and told her in words and in touch, blessings of earth on the sow. And the sow began remembering all down her thick length, from the earthen snout all the way through the fodder and slops to the spiritual curl of the tail, from the hard spininess, spiked out spine, down through the great broken heart, to the sheer blue milken dreaminess, spurting and shuddering from the 14 mouths sucking and blowing beneath them. The long, perfect loveliness of sow. Thank you very much for being here this morning and practicing with me. I wish you a good day, and I'll be back at the same time tomorrow. Take care.